It really helps support the channel, so I genuinely appreciate you taking a moment to do it. After all the building we've been doing, I have 0 coal left and only like 3 diamonds, so I got to work putting together a mine entrance where we can eventually mine a bunch of useful resources. I went with a pretty simple design using spruce wood, but I think it fits the area nicely. Of course, we still need to dig out the actual mine, but before we get to that, let's get distracted with some terraforming. I started by removing the temporary crop farms along the edge of the water. They've served their purpose, but I want to build better looking ones later. With those cleared out, I began working on a custom cliff face to connect the upper area where our house sits and the lower area where the mine entrance is. I think a more rocky appearance will make the mine feel much more natural, plus, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I love a good terraforming project. To create the rocks, I used primarily tuff blocks with just a bit of cobblestone and acacia logs mixed in for some texture variation. Once the cliff was looking decent, I built a staircase to connect the upper and lower levels. I also created a path to connect everything, which really helped tie the 2 areas together. You might have noticed a weird hole in the cliff, but don't worry, I specifically left that area open so that we could add a nether portal. I went with a design similar to the mine entrance, but changed it up enough to give it its own unique style. After placing the last of the obsidian and patching up the area behind the portal with tuff blocks, I felt like the build was looking pretty good, so I lit the portal using my flint and steel. Why go inside though when we can procrastinate adventuring the scary nether by doing more terraforming? I started by harvesting some cocoa beans I'd planted earlier, and then used them to craft brown concrete powder. With the brown blocks, I added more texture variation to the cliffside. It's a small detail, but I think it really helps take the terrain to the next level. The final touch I wanted to add was some greenery, so I used my shears to gather birch and oak leaves. I also collected tons of flowers. There's such a wide variety since about half the island is technically a flower forest. While I was at it, I used my shears to grab a bunch of shortgrass as well. I then placed all of the vegetation along the cliffside. It added so much life to the area, tying everything together perfectly. In total, all this terraforming took me close to 2 hours, but looking at the before and after, I'd say it was totally worth it. This is probably a dumb idea with only iron armor, but I want to go to the nether to mine quartz for XP. I crafted some gold boots to stay safe from piglins and made my way inside. For once, I actually got a pretty decent spawn. I quickly mined quartz until I hit level 30 and then headed back to the overworld. Back at home, I used the last of my diamonds to craft a new pickaxe and enchanted it. I ended up with Fortune 3, Efficiency 4, and Unbreaking 3, which is honestly so lucky. Using my brand new pickaxe, I started digging out a large hole